Hey, hey, hey. Happy Thursday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch, brought to you by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the founder and editor-in-chief. Tonight is Thursday, March 25th, 2021. This is live stream number 637. If this is your first time joining me, do want to point out that I am going to be sharing a first look as well as a bit of a page through for Starfinder Alien Archive number 4, which is from Paizo Inc. I will be doing that in a few minutes. First up, we always tackle the latest in tabletop gaming news. So if you are watching live, kick back, relax, put your feet up. We're not practicing rocket surgery here by any stretch of the imagination. And if you are watching after the fact and you want to just jump on into that first look of the Alien Archive, be sure to check out the timestamps on the video. You can jump right ahead. Anyway, those of you who are longtime viewers, thank you very much for once again joining me. I always appreciate you taking some time out of your busy lives to watch this knucklehead go at it. So always very, very much appreciated. If you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, it'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review of Funfair, which is from Good Games Publishing. And I have to say, we really like this game. Definitely check it out. So that is my most recent video that just popped up this morning. I got to admit, I'm really surprised how few views that video has gotten. I mean, I understand it's not, it's not like it's a GMT war game release like the other night on the Dispatch, but last night, I should say, on the Dispatch. But wow, I think when I took a peek, I think it was fewer than 10 views on that review. And it's actually something that I gave a 9 out of 10. So it's something really good. Definitely take a peek if you're interested in it, possibly in a light card drafting, engine building, theme park themed board game. All right. Anyway, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And of course, since this is a live stream, that also means chat is available. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But I do my best to pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. So far, first out the gate, we've got the Madman tonight. The Madman's hanging out in chat with us. So very cool. Looks like chat might be kind of quiet tonight. I don't know. We're going to find out. It might just be the Madman and I hanging out. Who knows? We don't know. Anywho. Well, no, a grade A's popped in. So there you go. So it's the Madman and a grade A have popped into chat with us. Let's jump on into the latest in gaming news, because a new expansion for Battle for Biternia is up on Kickstarter right now. Here's a scoop on Pixelvania. Just as peace had settled across Biternia, you look due east and see the sky darken as distant thunder rumbles. Long shadows stretch across the jagged mountains and black wood forests, welcoming the brave, the desperate, and the foolhardy alike to the shores of Pixelvania. A strange land of haunted mists, treacherous crags, and silent shapes that lurk in the peripheries of your vision and tug at the corners of your mind. Pixelvania is home to the forsaken, the righteous, the vengeful, and the grotesque. I guess I would fit in quite well then. Venture into a gloomy new territory with Pixelvania, an exciting new hero pack that expands the base set of Battle for Biternia with a roster of fun and foreboding new heroes and effects, which are fully compatible with your existing collection. Drawing inspiration from Castlevania, Ghosts and Goblins, and other classics, Pixelvania seeks out the things that go bump in the night and the brave souls who wish to slay them. Can you protect the four nations from this new threat, or will you bring the curse of Pixelvania to Biternia's mainland? The choice is yours. There is a short Kickstarter video. Give you a better feel for what's in this expansion for Battle for Biternia. So let's take a peek.
Last time on Battle for Biternia.
Hello, Internet Human. I am a character in a board game.
The heroes turned to you to kickstart their battle. You humans came through in your hundreds, gathering your funds and your friends to battle it out in the style of MOBA. Unbeknownst to the heroes and the humans, the designers had more plans. So, from the ashes of those battles that took place on all your tabletops, a whole new slate of combatants have emerged. From the depths of his castle, the undead vampire rose. The werewolf's howls were heard over the battlefields, where bone mages animated what was left, and banshees wailed into the night. In the depths, the skittering of many legs heralded the arrival of the Spider Queen. And to fight these haunted creatures, the vampire hunter sharpened his stake, and the avenging demon spread its wings. They lined up on the battlefield, ready to battle for Biternia once again. But wait, what's this? The battle cannot yet commence, as the heroes must first conquer the scariest foe of all, funding. No, not like that. Through another Kickstarter. Internet humans.
You can reserve a copy of the Pixelvania expansion and unlock stretch goals for a $25 pledge through April 22nd. Expected delivery is this July, so a relatively quick turnaround. You may recall we just took a look at Battle for Biternia not too long ago. So we did an unboxing. We took a first look at this. So I will have a review in the near future for the core game as well. It is a MOBA styled game. Put that back there. Once again, I've got things stacked all over the place in front of me here tonight. All right. So my next news piece. Well, actually, before I jump in, the Madman was asking, how does Unfair compare with Funfair? Which, because they're from the same company, they're part of the same universe. I don't know, Madman. You'll have to check out the review. I'm not going to give anything away. I got to be honest, I haven't played Unfair enough for me to do a review yet. But there are huge differences. There really are. There are huge differences. And I do talk about, I don't go into a ton of detail, but I do talk about it in the Funfair review. All right, next news piece. Nearing the end of a successful Kickstarter run is Pagan: Fate of Roanoke. Here's the dope. In the year of our Lord, 1587, the small village of Roanoke is in an uproar. A vile witch is on the loose. The desperate mayor begs a famous witch hunter for help in his hour of need. Arriving in Roanoke, the hunter establishes a secret base of operations and begins recruiting God-fearing allies. These brave men and women are all that stands in the way of Roanoke's downfall. Planning his actions, gathering evidence, and sorting the righteous from the malevolent requires the witch hunter's full attention. A cleverly spun trap may be needed to force the witch out of hiding. Yet, in the shadows, the witch prepares her pagan ritual. She begins to gather secret ingredients to brew powerful potions. Using magical abilities, she strengthens her loyal familiar. She must now wait for an opportune moment to strike. In the village, the hunter desperately tries to find enough evidence to execute the real witch, while sparing the lives of the innocent. The witch relies on her good relations to the townfolk to go unnoticed and gather enough secrets to perform the ritual. Pagan is an asymmetrical card game for 2 players, taking on the roles of witch or witch hunter. Yeah, which one will you choose? Which is which? The witch tries to carry out a ritual of renaturalization, or renaturation. I guess it's renaturation. It just doesn't sound like a word. Before being exposed by the witch hunter and terminated. 9 villagers are under suspicion, and only the witch player knows who is the real witch. Each turn, the 2 players use their action pawns on active villagers to draw cards, play cards, and gain influence. Moreover, the witch can brew powerful potions, improve their familiar, and cast enchantments and charms, while the witch hunter enlists allies, claims strategic locations, and ruthlessly investigates the villagers. I guess that would be interrogating. In Pagan, 2 players compete to be the first to complete their individual objective. As the witch, your objective is to collect enough secrets to perform a ritual so potent that the entire region will fall under your spell, and Mother Nature will reclaim the island. As the hunter, you gather all the allies and support you can muster to bring the witch to justice before its fatal ritual comes to fruition. Let's take a peek at the good old Kickstarter video, and we'll take a look, see what this has in store.
In the year of our Lord 1587, the small village of Roanoke is in an uproar. A vile witch is on the loose. The desperate mayor begs a famous witch hunter to help in his hour of need. Arriving in Roanoke, the hunter establishes a secret base of operations and begins recruiting God-fearing allies. These brave men and women are all that stand in the way of Roanoke's downfall. Planning his actions, gathering evidence, and sorting the righteous from the malevolent requires the witch hunter's full attention. A cleverly spun trap may be needed to force the witch out of hiding. Yet in the shadows, the witch prepares her pagan ritual. She begins to gather secret ingredients to brew powerful potions. Using her magical abilities, she strengthens her loyal familiar. She now must wait for an opportune moment to strike. In the village, the witch hunter desperately tries to find enough evidence to execute the real witch, while sparing the lives of the innocent. The witch relies on her good relations to the townsfolk to go unnoticed and gather enough secrets to perform the ritual. Both opponents must try to outsmart each other. Will you be the perceptive witch hunter or the cunning witch?
Pagan Fate of Roanoke is for 2 players, ages 12 and up, plays in around 30 minutes. And this project is over 300% funded. You can reserve a copy of the game for a $48 pledge through March 30th. Expected delivery is this October, which originally I posted this news earlier today, and they had some information saying that this game was going to be out in May. And I posted that news, and they reached out and said, yeah, there was a misprint. It's actually October. I was like, gotcha. All right. So Flaming Huron has joined us in chat. Good to see you, Flaming Huron. Kevin R. Smith is popping in as well. So I know a Grade A is pointing out that because this is a 2-player game, this would not be his bag of tricks. For his gaming nights, they need to have at least 3 players. This looks like it could be kind of interesting. I got to be honest, though. I don't know. $48 for what we're seeing? Yeah, I don't know. Seems a little pricey. But right there, that's everything that we see. And we can tell that it comes in a kind of small box as well. So, but it does seem pretty interesting. And I got to admit, this cover art immediately made me think of Darkest Dungeon. Immediately. But it is not the same artist. I actually double checked. All right, moving right along. It's Thursday, so that means there is a new, absolutely free PC game over at the Epic Game Store. Here's the skinny on Creature in the Well. As the last remaining Bot C unit, venture deep into a desert mountain to restore power to an ancient facility haunted by a desperate creature. Uncover and upgrade powerful gear in order to free the city of Mirage from a deadly sandstorm. Creature in the Well is a top-down pinball-inspired hack-and-slash dungeon crawler. As the last remaining Bot C unit, venture deep into a desert mountain to restore power to an ancient facility. Uncover and upgrade powerful gear in order to free the city of Mirage. Play with pinball with swords. Charge up energy orbs, then bounce and ricochet them to reactivate dormant machinery and stop the sandstorm. Escape the many challenges set by the creature and confront it in an intricate, skillful battle. Delve deeper into the mountain as you unlock 8 handcrafted dungeons, each filled with unique gameplay themes, unlockables, and secrets to uncover. Customize your playstyle with upgradable weapons and clothing that change how you play the game. We're going to take a look at the launch video for Creature in the Well. It's about 3 minutes long, but I had heard really good things about this game when it came out. It is not a super old game. I think it's maybe 2-3 years old, and it does really look pretty unique and pretty interesting. And I believe the reviewers give it a thumbs up as well, and the players, the customers like it too. So let's take a quick peek at the launch video.
Hello, I'm Adam Volker, a creative director at Flight School Studio. We are making a game called Creature in the Well, a small indie title you may not have heard of. In Creature in the Well, you play as Bot C, the last remaining engineer of the Robot Collective. Your goal is to save the town of Mirage from an unrelenting sandstorm by repowering an ancient weather machine that has been dormant for centuries thanks to an ominous creature. The game plays as a top-down adventure hack and slash, but its core mechanics are inspired by pinball, breakout, and other ball-related games. It's weird, I know, let me explain. In the game, you explore sprawling dungeons room by room. Visualize each of them as a small circuit board. The puzzles challenge the player's ability to catch, charge, and shoot the ball quickly and accurately. Each time you hit a bumper with orbs, you collect energy, which is shown in the top left corner of the screen. You will use this energy to unlock doors and upgrade your character to further progress through the game. Creature in the Well contains 8 handcrafted, bespoke, super-duper unique dungeons, each with their own theme and visual style. No one has touched the machine in ages, so the creature has had a lot of time to tinker and set traps for you to overcome. Some are action-focused, challenging your reflexes, while others test your logic and puzzle-solving abilities. Sometimes even, the creature will attempt to stop you itself. Creature in the Well is full of secrets. Everything you find gives you a glimpse into what happened to the machine. There are 12 cosmetic capes and 16 different weapons split into chargers and strikers. My personal favorite is the axe. It splits a single ball into multiple, allowing you to hit your targets more easily. The hammer slows down time, allowing you to get your volleys timed just right. And the dual blades equip you with an aim assist to line up those long distance shots flawlessly. In between your dungeoning, you can visit the town of Mirage, the dusty desert outpost town at the heart of Creature in the Well, where you will meet its kind-spirited citizens, like Danielle, a dragon crocodile blacksmith that forged all the weapons and tools you find throughout the game. If you bring her old cores from the dungeons, she can upgrade your weapons and help you level up. Back inside the mountain, you'll find Roger, a humble janitor aspiring to be a scientist. It in fact was Roger's great-great-great-grandfather who built the machine in the first place. Go figure. Hopefully this clears up what we mean when we say made-up words like pinbrawler or pinball hack and slash. Thanks for spending some time with us to talk about the game, Creature in the Well. Cannot wait for you all to get your hands on it.
Creature in the Well is available absolutely free over at the Epic Game Store through 10 a.m. on April 1st. No fooling. Flaming Huron says, wasn't expecting a giant frog and a dragon crocodile blacksmith. Yes, and I noticed the frog's name is Roger T. Frog. It's like, hello, I'm Roger T. Frog. How may I be of assistance? It's like, jeez, okay. Anyway, like I said, I've heard this is a pretty good game. I heard it's a very unique take on like pinball physics. All right, let's talk about some role-playing game news because there is a fresh new bundle of holding that has arrived. I've got the details. Adventura. This Hyperborea bundle presents the astonishing swordsmen and sorcerers of Hyperborea tabletop fantasy role-playing game from Northwind Adventures. The vividly dangerous edge-of-the-world Hyperborea campaign setting takes inspiration from the sword and sorcery weird fiction of Robert E. Howard, Clark Ashton Smith, Michael Moorcock, and many others. Capturing the spirit of the original Dungeons & Dragons and advanced Dungeons & Dragons rule sets, AS and SH is compatible with old-school retro clones such as Osric and Swords and Wizardry. This all-new offer brings you the massive AS and ASH. Boy, that's going to be a pain just trying to keep saying that. The AS and SH second edition rulebook from 2017, along with many exotic adventure modules that take your heroic cataphracts, pyromancers, runegravers, purloiners, electrodomaniasts, and sublunary Nafyix, whatever the hell that is, from first level all the way to 7th and beyond. For just $9.95, you get all three titles in the core collection with a retail value of $34 as DRM-free PDFs, including the complete 622-page AS and SH 2E core book, Rogues Gallery 2 with pre-generated player characters, and the referee's screen. If you pay more than the threshold price of $26.04, you'll level up and also get the entire adventure collection with 7 ready-to-play modules worth an additional $70. There's Rats in the Walls, the Anthropophagi of Zambala, Ghost Ship of the Desert Dunes, the Beasts of Craggoth Manor, Forgotten Fane of the Coiled Goddess, the Lost Treasure of Atlantis, and the Sea Wolf's Daughter. This Hyperborea bundle runs through April 12th, and 10% of your payment after payment gateway fees will be donated to the charity selected by Northwind Adventures, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. cool. I got to admit, I did not know that the Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea core rulebook was 622 pages. I had no clue. I always assumed, because, I've seen it, mentioned on like Drive Through RPG and things like that. I've seen it mentioned a little bit as far as like, the OSR. I always assumed, oh yeah, it's probably, 180 page, 190 page core rule book. 622 pages. Not too shabby. So you can grab that as well as the referee screen and a rogues gallery of pre-generated characters for less than $10 in PDF. So that might be something to take a peek at. So we were talking about Roger T. Frog, and the Madman's wondering if that's a bit of a play on Michigan J. Frog from Warner Brothers. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl. Isn't that what he sang? I know he's shown up in a few different things, but I thought that was the original cartoon. If I remember right, I thought that's what he's singing. And then, of course, when his owner is trying to, get rich off the singing, talking, and singing frog, he doesn't do anything, right? All right, moving right along, my last news piece. Now available in print and PDF for the Hero System 6th edition is Western Hero Rough and Ready Role-Playing. Here's the deets. 6 shooters, wild wranglers, evil outlaws, noble braves, railroad heists, dry gulches, gold rushes, and more. All at your fingertips and ready to go. If you've been wanting to play a Wild West campaign, then you've come to the right place, partner. Western Hero contains everything you need to have a rough and ready role-playing experience, packed with resources, information, and tools to build characters, create scenarios, and run a game using the Hero System 6th edition. You can get your cowboy on from character creation to combat and beyond with a full campaign setting to get you started. Designed for play between the first Pony Express in 1860 until 1901, when Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were finally killed. Maybe. I don't know. Were they really? Were the folks from Hero Games down in Bolivia? Do they know? This book covers the whole range of Western frontier games for players and game masters alike. So come off the range, tie your horse to the hitching post, saunter through the Batwing doors. Those are the saloon doors. We're not talking about like the Batcave. And order a round of rough and ready fun with Western Hero. The 276-page book is available in softcover with PDF over at DriveThruRPG for $30. Or you can grab the PDF alone for $15. Sweet. I wish I had some more images to share with this. I believe this is all... I'm pretty sure this is all just black and white. I don't think that there's any color in this book outside of the cover. But I have to say, I like Old West role-playing games. Even though the original Boot Hill is pretty wonky, as far as a role-playing game, it's more like a gunfight simulator than anything else. I think that we always need to have at least 2 or 3 good, solid Old West role-playing games. And I'm not talking Weird West, which is fine. That's all cool. I'm just saying legitimate Old West games. Just because, yeah, you got to have it. You gots to have it, kids. All right. So that is it for the news tonight. Of course, I was just talking about Drive Through RPG, and the Gaming Gang, thus the Dispatch, are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to, say, visit Drive Through RPG, by all means, please swing by thegaminggang.com. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you make a purchase, I get a little portion of that sale, and all those little portions those nickels, dimes, and quarters really do add up. And they do help keep the Gaming Gang website around. There are quite a few people who do use those links, and I really, really do appreciate it. I certainly do. So Kevin R. Smith is asking, wow, is the Hero system still around? It is. They're on 6th edition, which is fairly recent. I'm pretty sure that's fairly recent. I think it's within last 3 years. I think that's about it. So, and this is officially through Hero. So I know Hero system also has one of those kind of I don't know, they're not necessarily third party, but we've got it for Chaosium through Call of Cthulhu. We've got Chaosium does one for RuneQuest. Of course, we have Dungeon Masters Guild, things like that. Storyteller's Vault for World of Darkness. So I know they've got that as well, where it's kind of, I don't want to say that it's like fan created, because that's trying to say that it's not as good as if it was released through the company. But Western Hero is actually from Hero Games. So the Madman says, yes, that was exactly what Michigan J. Frog sang. Yeah. Yeah, that was just another running joke with my friends and I, like in high school and early 20s and stuff like that. Yes, it was pretty weird hanging out with my best friend Elliot Miller and I and some of our other friends. You never knew what was going to bust out, right? Could be anything. Just like, I know this is not going to sound, I know I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but it's Thursday. It's the last day of the week for me. And yeah, we got some time. So my one friend, Ed Ruprecht, who has actually chimed in a couple of times with comments on the YouTube channel. He's never shown up for the show or anything like that, but I know he watches every once in a while. So we used to make him crack up just by saying the word, but you had to say it a certain way. Ingrown toenail. And he would just bust out laughing. It was weird. And he was famous for, we would always make him laugh when he was drinking something. Out the nose. Oh, and I remember he would do that drinking milk. Oh, and he said that was the worst. He said that was the worst out of anything. He said milk was worse than soda. And we'd make him do it all the time. I know, we were weird kids. It's like we used to do a little back and forth. It was like, I like it. Why? Because it's generic. What? Generic. And I like it. Once again, makes absolutely no sense, right? But it would crack us up because it was just a running gag for years and years. Somebody just all of a sudden busts out with that. Okay, so the Madman says that they think they have one small thing on their drive-thru RPG wish list that they haven't picked up. So going back to the Michigan J. Frog, Flaming Huron says that he thinks they remember they spoofed that at the end of Spaceballs. Gosh, it's been so long since I saw Spaceballs. And honestly, I think you can watch Spaceballs free on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you sometimes every once in a while see a thing and it pops up and it's like, oh, watch whatever for free with ads. I could have sworn Spaceballs is one of them. So Kevin says that they haven't heard about Champions in eons, even though there are some other superhero games coming out. Here's the thing. In my opinion, superhero games are really tough to pull off. It is just, in my opinion, I think it's difficult to pull off good superhero role-playing games because of all the powers. Because there are so many, and I know you'll sit there and say, well, what about like spells? Yeah, but at least with like magic spells, especially if you're using a game that incorporates Vancian magic, where it's like cast it and it's gone until you rememorize it or what have you. With superhero powers, that's different. And I know, I've read enough comics to understand that, after a big, long battle and that, my powers are petering out. Yeah, I get that. But you can't have it where it's like, well, I can only use my flame weapon once. Flame on! Oops. So, yeah, so I think it's pretty tough. And I got to say, not that I remember it real well. I couldn't sit there and quote the Marvel Superheroes role-playing game, the advanced Marvel Superheroes role-playing game that was from TSR. But I seem to recall that did a pretty damn good job as far as being able to incorporate powers and that. And there was so much supplemental material out there for it. It was really wild. Now, the thing is, that came out right as I was leaving high school. And we hadn't played D&D in years by that point. And I don't think we really played much TSR stuff after that either. So, I mean, we used to play out of all the TSR stuff back when I was in high school, we probably played Top Secret the most. I know, out of the different games that TSR had, it was Top Secret that we probably played the most. And then the second was probably Gangbusters. So, yeah, kind of weird. So, Flaming Heron says, yes, that was one of the best superhero role-playing games, the Marvel Superheroes. Yes, and I think, I might be wrong, but I could have swore I heard that it is still something that there is a big fan base out there that releases, kind of fan stuff for it, which is always pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to jump into my first look at the Starfinder Alien Archive 4 in just a minute, but did want to talk about what's on the horizon next week, what some of the reviews you should keep your eyes peeled for as well. So I've got 2 new reviews that are up. I've got By the Vote from Koozies Games, which I was surprised that we liked as much as we did. And then, of course, I talked about it early when we opened the show, Fun Fair. So definitely check that out. On the horizon, I've got reviews of Scope Stalingrad. I know, and you're like, well, wait a second, Jeff, it's in shrink. How could you be doing a review? Because Saturday I'm going to get my second COVID shot and then swinging over at my brother's, and we're playing games all afternoon and night. So we're going to get this in. Yes, we're going to get this in. So there's that. Also have Delta Green Black Sites. This is a series of different adventures for Delta Green. I know I've already reviewed a couple of them individually, but I'm going to actually review the entire adventure book because it has been released. Because when I did the individual reviews, they were just in these small, like soft cover, like 20-page adventures that I get sent to me. And then, get ready, hang on, I gotta move some stuff because this is a big box, this is a heavy box. I am finally going to get my review of Perdition's Mouth, Abyssal Rift done. And this is a big, chunky old box loaded with stuff. And I have finally gotten enough plays of this in to do my review. So that's probably within the next week or so. The other 2 reviews will be before that. Coming up on the live show on the Dispatch next week. Next week is Symborum Week. So on Monday's show, I am going to be sharing a first look at the Advanced Player's Guide. On Tuesday's show, I am going to take a first look at the Game Master's Guide. And then on Wednesday's show, I'm going to take a first look at the Monster Codex. So with these, we'll probably look at we'll show every page. We'll flip through and I'm not going to linger on pages, but I'm not going to skip over pages because these books have actually been out for a while. So something I do want to mention too is on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I will be giving away a PDF each night of the Symborum starter set from Free League Publishing. And then on Wednesday, I will be giving away a physical copy of the Symborum starter set. And you must be watching to have an opportunity to win. So there's that. You gotta be present to win. And we'll figure something. I might do trivia. I might like throw trivia out there as opposed to just like a random, well, I don't know. Let me know what you think in chat or in the comments if you're watching after the fact. Let me know what you'd rather do. Just have me randomly select a winner or toss out some sort of Free League related trivia and the first person to answer wins. So real quickly, how that's going to work is if you watch on Monday and you win the PDF, or if you watch on Tuesday and you win the PDF, and you watch on Wednesday and you win the physical copy, you can trade up. And then I'll pick another name for the winner of the PDF. So a grade A says random. Why? A grade A is pretty quick on the wiki. Grade A, he's got the Google down pretty good. He's always like busting out little facts for us. So Kevin mentions that there's a retro clone for Marvel superheroes called Phase Rip. I have heard of that. I have heard of Phase Rip. I've never seen it. So I'll have to take a look to see if it's on like Drive-Thru RPG. But I have heard the term Phase Rip before. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. But all right. And then on Thursday, we will be unboxing and taking a first look at Dominant Species Marine from the late, great Chad Jensen and GMT Games. I should also point out Kai Jensen. Kai did tons and tons of development work on Chad Jensen's designs. That's why, I mean, to be honest, it shows he's the game designer, but there's been some titles that were co-designed that actually showed it was Kai and Chad Jensen. What a loss. That was a super huge bummer when Chad passed away. All right. So without further ado, we are going to take a first look at the Starfinder Alien Archive number 4, which is from Paizo Inc. But before I do, if you are not watching live, this is about the point where you're going to get to enjoy an advertisement. So there's that. I'll be back in a moment. All right, so we're taking a look at Starfinder Alien Archive 4 from Paizo Inc. This new supplement does clock in at 158 pages and carries an MSRP of $39.99. It is available now. It is out in stores, and we'll swing on over to the other camera. So I bumped this. It was kind of funny. I actually had this kind of angled like the image was, because I've had people tell me, oh, they get a kick out of how when I fade out from this to like the game box, it's usually like pretty close to being spot on it. Anyway, so I must have bumped it. All right, so this is Alien Archive number 4. Let's flip it on over and take a look at the back here. I'm not going to read everything, but let's take a peek. Aliens Among Us. Aliens are everywhere in the universe of the Starfinder role-playing game. Their intent ranging from peaceful to pernicious, from robot dragons to crystal-infused humanoids and polyphonic gels to sun-skimming beetles. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. The creatures in this codex will challenge adventurers no matter what strange worlds they're exploring. What's more, player rules for a variety of species let players not just fight aliens, but be them. So we've got over 100 new alien creatures in this book here. I believe we've got, I think that it's 10 or more of these races are actually playable. They're playable character races as well. So let's crack this on open. Kabuki Kid has joined us once again. Double K's in the house. Good to see you, Double K. All right, so a couple of things I'm going to point out is we're gonna page through. I'm going to skip some pages here and there, and I'm going to leave my hand on pages, strategically. I also am making sure that I'm up here, my picture in picture, because this book just recently came out, and I don't want anybody accusing me of allowing pirates to get the book because of the video I did, even though you would have to be out of your mind to try to pirate this based on watching my videos. But there was a D&D book that was floating around. I was like, wow, you people are really, really desperate. All right, jumping on in here. So we get an overview. Now, I have not looked at this. I just cracked this open right now. So that's when I do a first look page through. If you're a constant viewer, this is as new to me as it is to you. In fact, a lot of you out there probably know more about this book than I do. Anyway, so we get a breakdown of the creature stat blocks. We get some different symbols, different icons, what they represent on the creatures as well. And then we're going to jump right on in. So we've got the Agathian. That sounds about right. Agathian. See? See, got that strategic picture in picture there. So it says these are humanoid forms with animal aspects, which form from the souls of mortals who have reached an enlightened state and become infused with holy power. Yeah, kind of cool. I don't know. Does this like baboon creature look like it's in an enlightened state? I don't know. All right, Melwinius from York has popped in. Good to see you, Mal. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday night. All right, so we got animated Court Swarm, Otterbook, Astriopi. Let's see what we got here. These are bipedal anthropods with chitinous exoskeletons, membranous insectile wings, and large, powerful mandibles. Yeah, the mandibles look like it's taking up most of its head. Nice. I'm a sucker for... Oh, the brain collector? Well, he'd be just, going without her on this here parts. Just like the joke, it's like I've pulled it on my niece forever. It's another running gag. And it's like I'll like do that to her head. Like, I'll be like, and it's like, what's that? It's like, it's a brain leech. It's dying. So we have the brain collector. That looks pretty well. Says this is the hideous brain collectors, also known as Nethalgus, originate from worlds beyond the known galaxy, and they belong to the hostile coalition called the Dominion of the Black. Dun, dun, dun. Carrion Wheel, Cloud Ray. It looks kind of like a beholder. Kopoxy. Oh, here we go. All right, so this is we can see here because we have the racial traits box. This is a playable race. So where we got some info here. Kopoxy. Well, I guess it's Kopoxius, plural. Evolved from Kopai, an unintelligent coral-like organism that once covered their home world, the now heavily industrialized planet Tabrid Mina. That's pretty cool. We were talking about like superhero powers, right? That's almost like a super scroll. That's what it reminds me of. So Flaming Heron was pointing out that we had Board Game Gran on the other night, and we were talking about, hey, what's up with Kabuki Kid? We've actually seen Kabuki Kid 2 nights in a row now. So yes, Kabuki Kid is one of our regulars. So she says, yeah, I saw her online last night and she mentioned that. All right, so we've got those. We got a demon, a dawn beetle, deadfall stalker. Wow, that's kind of like a is like a spider eyeball. It's kind of weird. It says loosely resembling a spider, a deadfall stalker's body hosts a black hole singularity. It uses to capture, crush, and digest prey. Holy cow. Anyway, as I started to say, I'm always a huge sucker for bestiaries in that. For the most part, I usually just really dig the artwork in that. And, I'll read through and bust some out every once in a while as far as in my games. So this is the N2 Colony. This is another playable race I see. So it says, N2 colonies begin their life cycle as a collection of minuscule spores. Over time, the spores fuse together through intricate networks of mycelia that function similarly to neutrons, creating sapient and mobile fungal colonies. These structures generate conscious thought and obtain sensory information about the colony's environment. Cool. Gray goo. Whoa, there you go. A little gray goo for you. The Grioth. It's kind of a bat-like creature. Sadistic psychics and religious fanatics, Grioths raid other worlds under the cover of darkness. These unfathomably cruel creatures take delight in inflicting pain and sowing terror. Ancient Grioths once inhabited planets adrift in the dark tapestry, where they encountered unthinkable horrors and embraced them as kin. Jeez. Hadrogon. All right, we got another playable race here. Though now the symbiotic primary inhabitants of the three moons of Hagois, a desolate world in the vast Hadrogons, once lived on the planet itself millennia ago. For some reason, that sentence didn't seem structured right. They possess knowledge of their life on Hagroget's surface and their departure from it that date back to before the gap. But even so, much of their history has been lost. Obsessive historians have reconstructed pieces of their history, but uncertainties and inconsistencies still plague the field. It's an interesting looking alien there. Harpy Jasmine. Not even a try. What is this? Hutzplina? So this is another playable race. The precognitive Hutzplina originate from a heavily forested dwarf planet in the vast called Molkai. Among others they have seized, the Aslanti Star Empire claimed Molkai for its abundant minerals buried deep in the world's mountain regions. The Holsa, it's almost looks like a golem of one sort. Ignurso, it's Hidimverk. So is this a person? No, it is a race. Okay. Here we go. Another playable race. The Iztangi. Iztangi are a species of chameleon-like people originating from the jungle planet of Dagana, or Daganga, in the vast. The Ixtani's history on their beautiful verdant planet is long and painful, and they've only recently been saved from the brink of planetary destruction, thriving in floating island countries that dot Daganga's skies. Look like their heads are pretty small there. All right, zipping along here. Oh, there we go. Kind of cool here. Another playable race. Kirintas are small moth-like creatures that with brightly colored wings, 6 limbs, and a pair of feathery antennae above their insectile eyes. Their front 2 limbs have 3 grasping finger-like appendages for manipulating objects. So they're like small fae, almost like little fairies. It's kind of cool. Lacunal collector. It's like a kind of a robot. Lumocantha. Mini mind one. Mortigast. It's kind of almost like a praying mantis sort of creature there. Silicon mummy. Okay. Merzalots. Ossifern. Planishar. That looks pretty wild. It's a simulacrum. Simulacrum. I never pronounced that word right. I thought it was simulacrum, but I don't know. So a plasmalisk. So it's almost like a basilisk. Polyphonic gel. A protean. Sacchinoid. That's kind of weird looking. Hey, it's another playable race, though. Check that out. All right, that's kind of cool. Huh. Okay, so let's see. It says 4-armed psychonoids. Of course, you know I'm mispronouncing all of this stuff. But I look at it this way. It's all fictional, so it doesn't really matter. Be one thing if I'm mispronouncing New York. I'm not. These hail from near space, the world of Nolasa. They're the system's only sentient species that made contact with extrasolar civilizations, such as emissaries from the Pact Worlds and Beskarium. However, very few psychnoids have left their homeworld in the decades since this initial contact. Kind of interesting looking. I swear, as weird as this sounds, looking at this reminds me of the little chicken who Foghorn Leghorn is always tangling with. Boy, I'll say boy. Why? Psychopomp. QU? Oh man, that's creepy. It's like a rabbit with like eyes, sockets, or mouths with little sharp teeth. Radiation Drake. A Rage Score, a Ravenous Drake, a Robot Dragon, an Infiltration Robot. Looks like somebody got shot there. A Sentient Purple Orb, the Scene, Ship Killer Bulb. Some sort of a plant. A Skarok, another spider-like creature here. Sombrian. I'm kind of surprised this isn't like a playable race. It looks like that'd be a playable race, right? Says, well, maybe not. Says, when celestial bodies align, the cosmic fabric between the material plane and the first world sometimes thins, especially when combined with the emotional energy of the mortal fears, I should say, and myths of those celestial bodies' populaces. Okay. Spectra, Star Metal Eater, a Storm Ghost, a Supernga, a Swamp Strider. It's almost like a beast of burden. Thermotrod. No, I don't even. The Trizyrica. Trizyrica? Hey, well, it's another playable race. They originated in the world Suron in the Vast. As their system star died, the Trizerica nations built dozens of legacy starships, each of which served as a self-contained biosphere capable of supporting life for the indefinite future. Ursika, it's another kind of spidery looking thing. That's pretty creepy. Yutsra, almost like an ant. It's a vast boring. We're almost through. We're kind of zipping through. So we did take a peek at like every page, but we're kind of, some of them I'm flying through here. All right, so we got another playable race, the Worlanesi. Says hailing from near space planet of Worlan, Worlanesi have become known across the galaxy for their preternatural luck. This luck seems to stem from some inborn trait, and their society has affirmed and integrated this luck into its collective mindset for generations. All right, so we've got species graphs, which is something new that has been added here. So it says this section introduces a new type of augmentation known as a species graft, giving you the ability to partially transcend your species by taking on the racial traits of other species. Looks like we've got quite a few of these as well. Yeah, good number of these. A few pages worth. All right, so we've got our appendices. And then what we usually see is at the end of these books, so we've got some new universal rules, or just explaining what the universal rules are. They usually give us like a listing of which were the races for player characters. So we've got those different. Here we go. Last one, playable races. So we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 new playable races. Very cool. So that is the 158 pages of the Starfinder Alien Archive 4 from Paizo Inc. Once again, clocks in at 158 pages. Does carry an MSRP of $39.99. It is available right now. So Flaming Heron says, always amazed of all the different creatures they come up with. Some have similar looks, but they all seem so unique. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I always kind of dig kind of paging through some of the, the bestiaries and stuff that are out there. Because there's always some really cool stuff. And the artwork is always awesome for the most part. You always see some really cool artwork in various different, and I'm not just talking from Paizo, but from various different companies out there as well. All right, so that is it for tonight's show. I do want to remind everybody, if you want to get in the running to win my copy of the alternate art edition of Dungeons and Dragons Candlekeep Mysteries, you only have through this Sunday, the 28th, to get in the running. You have to check out my review video that tells you all you got to do. And it's not much. It's pretty easy. And then, of course, on Monday's show, I will announce the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. So we'll have a winner for Candlekeep Mysteries, and we will have a winner for a PDF copy of the Symborum starter set from Free League Publishing. It's kind of cool. We'll have a couple of contests on Monday. All right. So Disavowed 92 was hanging out. I must have missed Disavowed popping in. Sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier. So, anyway, this is my last show for the week. If you are a new viewer, I don't do shows on Fridays. But, I should also point out, I'm getting I mentioned this earlier when we didn't have as many people in chat. On Saturday, I'll be getting my second vaccination for COVID. So, and then I've got some appointments next week. Fingers crossed. Nothing serious. It's just, checking on the old ticker, making sure everything's okay. So anyway, just thought I'd float that out there for everybody. All right. Once again, if you like this video, be sure to give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. It'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review for Funfair from Good Games Publishing. Really like this one, so definitely give a peek at the review. You might this might be flying under a lot of people's radars, but it is very, very entertaining. Of course, if you were hanging out watching live, thank you very much. Always appreciate people taking time out to watch this doofus just carrying on in front of the camera. And of course, if you watch after the fact, because I know a lot of people can't take time out of their day right when this is streaming to watch. Also appreciate you watching as well, even if you're watching on Memorex. Thank you so very much. And of course, everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, Friday morning, or whatever day it happens to be that you're watching this. I will be back on Monday. And of course, as I wrap up all of my videos during this never-ending pandemic, certainly hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, if you haven't subscribed to the Gaming Gang channel yet, click right here. If you'd like to see the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, click right up there. And if you want to trust YouTube's algorithm to give you something to watch, click right there. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and everybody please wear a mask.